Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who has been wishing me a happy birthday. It's been okay so far. The power went out at 10 in the morning, and it only took 13 hours to fix it, and it's been snowing all day, and it's been below freezing, so I continue to not regret buying that generator on credit because it was actually dangerous for them to bring the equipment into our property, so it took them that long to fix the problem. So I was able to be comfortable while they were fixing it, so that is nice. And also, I went to go out to brunch with my parents for my birthday, and it was really bold of us to assume that we could just drive and not run into an issue. So I actually had the opportunity to use the gag gift that my parents got me. And so this is an electric chainsaw, and my truck has a power thing in the back, so I was able to plug it into my truck and use that to help clear the tree so that we could go and get food eventually. And I'm actually pretty happy that when it fell over, it actually missed my mailbox. It was pretty close. And I'm also happy that my truck has the off-roading package because it was kind of gnarly on the road today. There was severe weather, and we were supposed to go out I was supposed to go over at 11, and I was looking at my carport. I was like, this thing's bucking like a Bronco. I need to go and take the roof off. So I was out there in really high winds taking this tarp off. So someday I'll equate those warnings that we get about severe weather with maybe I should take the carport roof down before it's dangerous for me to be up on a ladder. But that was not today. But I didn't get injured. My property I care about is not injured. The fence is injured. The tree is dead. But we'll all move on with our lives. And I have power now. And since we've been using my generator all day, I'm going to go check tomorrow and make sure I don't need to buy more of it. But my lights have been flickering, so I might need some more propane. So there's that. Anyways, what I actually wanted to talk to you about today was I heard that Defiance is coming out with daily pairs. And I haven't been covering Defiance. They're on YieldMite, but I just have kind of a bad taste in my mouth from them because when they first came out, they were the only ones that were writing puts, and writing puts on SPY and the Russell 2000 and QQQ, it's very profitable. But somehow every month the share price went down. And I don't like to cover it because I don't want to spend 20 minutes explaining that if you got in at this point in history, then their total return is actually positive when the space has evolved and now you can be in ETFs that are like, okay, well, it paid only 20% distribution, but the price recovered, so you got in at $45, now it's $50, and you're still getting 20%. That's the kind of thing I want to invest in, and that's the kind of thing that I want to talk about. So I don't want to have to go into the complicated spiel of everything. But since they're now coming out with a daily pair, I wanted to read the prospectus and understand what they're trying to do and come up with an opinion on whether it's good idea, bad idea. Am I going to be going in on day one? And the answer is no. I am not going in on day one with this. And by the way, this is title, so this means that Jay will be managing this. And what they're doing is they're creating a synthetic long position, which means that they're buying long-dated, deep in the money call options. And then they're selling put spreads with 0 day to expiration. So I remain unconvinced that this is a good strategy, mostly because the market, how it usually works is, they take the steps up and it takes the escalator down. So or elevator down. So writing puts or selling puts is profitable all the way up until those days where there's a major drop, and then you don't make money, or you have to roll it over and spend money to close the position. So if it's a weekly pair, if one day it happens, you can then, write your cover calls or sell your puts to a degree where you can pay something and you've actually made money. But if you're doing it every single day, then there will be days when there is no profit. So on those days, are they going to give you return of capital? And recently we've been talking about return of capital in a few of my videos, and also like NAV erosion. And I think that having a daily pair when there might be multiple days in a row where you just don't have any profits, that's going to be the bad kind of return of capital. There's the return of capital that's like, we're doing accounting tricks. We actually made the money, but we're not returning it to you as profit. We're using that money to pay our admin fee, and then we're using like weird accounting tricks to make it so that you don't have to pay more taxes than you absolutely have to. Like, I'm okay with that kind of return of capital. What I'm not okay with is when the market crashes and the fund just lost a lot of money, the price just went down, and then they feel like they have to then give us more, like they're giving us a daily distribution. So, like, is it just going to be a penny? Are they going to have a minimum that they're going to do out? And is that going to cannibalize the fund to the point where this is just, it's probably a little bit just like leverage, where there's a perfect amount of leverage. I like the weekly pairs because they pay less per distribution, which means that they have to recover less from the NAV erosion each pay period. But I think that daily is going to prove to be too short, or like too much leverage, or just like too frequent. If you want to get paid daily from options, you really should just do your own leap option and then do your own 0 day expiration calls or puts or whatever you want to do. And that is just my humble opinion on that, because it just, I just don't have a good opinion of it, and I might be proven wrong, and I'll add a thing on YieldMight, and we'll have daily pairs. I don't think it'll be at the top. I think I'm going to put it all the way at the bottom. Even though it would make more sense but like, don't expect me to actually update this every day. I'll have to actually implement my automated script, and hopefully that will make it so that we can have YieldMight be up to date for that for the most part. But I would be wary of that. it would be good for people that really, really want to DCA into everything all the time. Like you say, like, I want to DCA $20 a day. You put it in that fund and it distributes $20 every single day. So you get that $20 every single day and you put it into other funds. I wouldn't reinvest into that every single day, but I would put enough money so that you could use that distribution to do the DCA that you want to. So basically, it instills the discipline that you need for reinvestment. So, it's just one of those things where it is true that the more frequent that there's dividends, the quicker the compounding is, but there are diminishing returns on the frequency. So when you go from annual to quarterly, there's a really big difference. And from quarterly to monthly, there's a big difference. But like monthly to weekly, it doesn't really matter. And weekly to daily, it also doesn't matter. But I guess when I do my comparing, did I do better than XDTE this week, I will, whenever this does come out, I'll just add that to the SDTY, XDTE, and this weekly, and just see if I've done better, because I am not doing 0 date expiration. Mostly, like, I could, but as a retail trader, if I do the trading 3 days in a row, then I'll be a pattern trader. And so if there's ever a major crash and like my portfolio goes below $25,000, I won't be able to do options anymore. So I've decided to not become a pattern trader at the moment. So, but I could. I mean, I could do the 0 date expiration, but there's some considerations when you're getting to that. So I wanted to be fair to Defiance because I wasn't covering them, and then like I kind of dismissed them because they were not very careful with the NAV. But then they went over to weekly, and yeah, I was trying to keep an open mind. So like this is IWM, which is the Russell 2000, and then we're going to compare the RDTE to the IWMY. And so if you look at like the 5-day period, they all end up pretty much at the same place. And if you look at 6 months though, and at some point there was the change. So like if we're looking at just like November 1st, I think that was after all the major changes. RDTE is $32.92, and now it's at $29. So the last few months have not been very kind in the stock market, so it's hard to tell like which is actually the best. But if you look at the total real returns, and this is for XCTE, WDTE, the benchmark, and XPay, mostly because XPay is an interesting one from Round Hill that I covered at the beginning and haven't actually been tracking since then. But like XDTE is doing better than WDTE, and it's not doing as good as the SPY. And this is from November 1st. And then XDTE is doing the best, but I think it has, the lowest payout. So, but yeah, if you look at the growth chart, which you all know that I don't like using the growth chart too much, but, like the Defiance one starts at $44, and then you go here and it's at $39. But also, yeah, XCD is also gone down, and the SPY has gone up. And that's because, we get capped, and then it takes longer to recover. So, that is what that is. But are you all excited about getting a daily pair? And do you think that's just too frequent? And do you think that you will invest in it? Today in Financial Philharmonics, we have invest like paint drying. And basically 90% of your portfolio should be split between VU, SHG, and SHD. And then 10% of your portfolio can be your YOLO stuff. It's up to you. And then conviction, I was inspired by tradition from Fiddler on the Roof, and basically how do traders stay in the market in the down times? Conviction. So I was amused. And then keep it, don't just make it. And it was inspired by the phrase of managing money is more important than making money. So that's it for me for tonight. Did you all have a lovely weekend and also have a great President's Day? And I will talk to you later. Bye.